Hey everybody, this is Neil back with another ASL scouting report. And as you can see up there, we have, and as you can see here, we have Action Pack number 18, Oktoberfest 37, it looks like. Yeah, 37 unboxing. But before I jump into this, I want to give you guys an update, let you know kind of what's going on with me, as well as why I do unboxings, which is kind of a question that some people have. I'll give you my reasons why I do unboxing videos. Some people don't seem to find much use to them, but they are one of my more popular videos, so there's a demand. But first, let me jump into what's been going on with me and why I've been a bit absent on the YouTube channel and in the ASL community in general. I spoke a little bit about it think on my last video, maybe that was a month ago, that I got COVID. Beginning of August, sometime I got COVID for the first time, unfortunately. And in that video, beginning of that video, it was also an unboxing. I think it was for a starter kit expansion pack. I said I was getting over it. I still had a little bit of a cough, but then I started feeling worse, but in a different way. And the reason I was feeling worse is because I have a genetic disorder called celiac disease. It's a real blast. It's not it's not a terminal type thing. It's just one of those diseases that's really a pain in the ass. And I started having celiac type symptoms. And again, if you don't want to listen to this, just skip ahead and you can get to the unboxing, the important stuff. Anyway, people with celiac disease have an intolerance to gluten, basically wheat, rye, and barley. So I can't eat anything or drink anything made from any of those things. Can't drink beer. I'm not a drinker, but I can't drink beer. Can't eat pasta. Can't eat bread. Can't eat most sauces and soups that have any kind of thickening, wheat-based thickening in it. It's not that big of a deal. It's pretty easy to avoid, and there's a lot of good food out there that is gluten-free and made without wheat products. But it's an autoimmune disorder, which means when I get wheat in my system, I don't know the exact medical science behind it. Some kind of enzyme or protein from the wheat grains, wheat, barley, and rye get into your system. And what it does is it makes your immune system go bonkers. And your immune system ends up attacking your own body. And the symptoms are not the same for every person. There are literally hundreds of symptoms that a person can have. That's why it's so hard to diagnose. It took me 6 months to figure out I had celiac disease. But what everyone suffers from is digestive issues. Your immune system attacks your own small intestines and eats away the villi in your small intestine, which is what absorbs nutrients, which so it can cause you to have malabsorption, lacking vitamins. You can lose weight, lots of stuff like that. You can have bowel issues, like bowel movement issues. Too much information, I know. Anyway, what happened to me is what I feared would happen if I got COVID, which tried to avoid like the plague. It caused my immune system to freak out, and I basically got COVID, celiac symptoms from getting COVID because my immune system just went bonkers. Even though I wasn't eating wheat, I haven't eaten any wheat-based products or anything for 4 years. I basically had near full-blown celiac flare-up for the past so, 6 weeks, maybe at this point. And it's pretty bad. I haven't felt this bad since February 2020 or so, when my celiac first reared its ugly head, and I felt like I was dying for a good few months there. Um, so yeah, I have felt pretty rotten the past 6 weeks. I am on the mend again, and I frickin' hate having celiac. It is manageable, but not when you get some other sort of virus, maybe even a bad cold might trigger it. My immune system is settling down again. The symptoms are going away, and the symptoms for me are I had digestive issues. That always rears its ugly head for everybody. But my immune system seems to attack my nervous system on the left side of my body. I have lots of aches and pains in some kind of personal areas, let's say in the nether regions. I don't know why. And it's really annoying and it makes me feel like garbage. And I really hate it. But again, thankfully, it is manageable. I just don't, I can manage it by eating, but if I get COVID like I did and get a really bad cold, I may have to deal with this the rest of my life. It may flare up again, and it really sucks because this makes me feel miserable. And whenever I feel the way I feel, I wonder. I always wonder in the back of my head, do I have something else now? Do I have some other illness unrelated to COVID? I suspected that was what it was because I had the same feelings I had when it first kicked in, and I had a meeting with my doctor, and I asked him. I said, "Can something like COVID, which I had had, cause autoimmune disorders to flare up?" And he said, "Absolutely." So autoimmune disorders are things like celiac disease, rheumatoid arthritis, anything that has an autoimmune where your immune system attacks your own body. Yes, having some sort of illness can cause that to flare up. I actually did some reading where doctors and researchers believe that what's been going on with COVID the past few years, they think there will be a large spike in celiac disease. So if you had COVID, and celiac disease is fairly common. Most people, they may have it and may not know they even have it. They just feel rotten a lot of the time. So if you had COVID and you'd feel absolutely rotten, aches, pain, nausea, diarrhea, anything weird that can't really be diagnosed, and you go to the doctor and all the blood tests, normal blood tests, is normal, and they tell you, hey, it's just your imagination. It could be something like celiac disease because that's the story I was told for months and months after like 13 doctor's appointments. I did my own research and I suspected I had celiac disease. And I went back into the doctor and I demanded that they do a celiac test, both a DNA test and I forget what it's called, this specific celiac test where they test some sort of level of something in your blood. And sure enough, I had it and I quit eating wheat. And weeks later, I was feeling way better. Um, just don't get, if you have celiac, don't get COVID or any bad cold because it could flare up. Anyway, that's what's going on with me. I have another doctor's appointment in a couple weeks, a face-to-face one this time. Going to get checked out. Hopefully everything's okay. I'm feeling much better than I did a few weeks ago. So I am on the mend. Hopefully I'm going to get back into some ASL action this fall. That is my hope anyway, because this flare up actually makes it difficult for me to sit for any long period of time because the nerves and pains in my hip and nether regions, let's say, makes it really difficult to sit for any length of time. So if I want to sit down on a vassal session and play some ASL, I would have to take a break like every 20 minutes or whatever, and just get up out of my chair and walk around, and that's not really conducive to have a productive ASL session. Anyway, so yeah, I'm hoping to be back into the swing of things, video wise, ASL wise, community wise, in this fall sometime. So thanks for bearing with me. That's my little sob story. So now you know what's going on, and I don't feel any problem for sharing with you that I have celiac disease. It's really not that big of a deal to manage. I just was not planning on it flaring up, even though I haven't been eating wheat for 4 years. Anyway, that's it for that. If you made it this long, let me talk for a minute on why I do unboxings. Some people think they have no use. That's obviously incorrect. I do unboxing because it's a service to the community. Some people either can't get the product for months because they live overseas and it takes a long time to get the product to them, or they can't afford it, or they're not completionists. But they all want to see what's in the pack. Maybe it'll make their decision easier to purchase a thing. So I do the unboxing as a service to you guys, the ASL community, um, so you can see what's in these packs. And oftentimes I don't need the pack. I don't, or like the action pack or the module, but I purchase it simply because I haven't done an unboxing for it yet, so you guys can see it. And it does cost me some money, but fortunately, I'm in a place where I can afford to spend a little bit on ASL to make videos for you guys to see what's in the box. So that's the only reason. They're fairly popular videos. I'm going to keep doing them. If people don't like them and don't think it's a service to the community, you don't have to watch it. But I enjoy doing them, and I hope you guys enjoy watching the unboxing and seeing what's in some of these packs and modules, both multi-man publishing and third party. So I'm going to keep doing that. Okay. With that, those two long-winded asides. I'm at 11. I'm at 10 minutes, 11 minutes already. Okay. Let's jump into the actual unboxing of Action Pack number 18. All right, let's go. I'm going to delete myself from the screen down here so you can actually see what I'm unboxing. All right. Let's see what's in Action Pack number 18. As you can see right on the front here, there are 2 new maps, which is fairly standard for an Action Pack, ASL Action Pack, and 14 new scenarios. Let's take a look at the back. Get into a little more detail before we jump into actually going through these. All of these scenarios were designed, all 14 of them were designed by Pete Schelling and the late Bill Sisler. They are from Ohio, apparently. And the 2 new map boards are 91 and 92. Also, there are 4 new Korean War scenarios, Forgotten War, and 2 of them are on deluxe boards. So when I go through these, we'll keep an eye on which ones those might be. Actually, they're it looks like they're the last 4, AP 201 to AP 204. And as usual, you probably need most of the ASL system to play the scenarios listed in Action Pack number 18. And here's the 2 map boards, miniaturized versions here at the top. Okay, let's cut this thing open, do it off camera so you don't hear all the noise. Be back in a jiff. All right, let's take a look. Cover sheet. Back of the cover sheet are the credits. You can see Pete and Bill here did all the scenario design. Bill did the map design and Charlie did the map art, and you can see here playtesting and proofing people. Let me find a place to put this, get it out of the way. Packing list, standard, MMP. Let's do the maps first. Let's do map board 91. You can see here, looks like a excuse me, a large depression through the center. Lots and lots of brush here and woods. This could be, I didn't notice if there's a lot of PTO scenarios. It could easily be a PTO scenario. No, this looks mostly, other than the North Korean, which isn't really, not really too PTO. It's mostly European, but I suspect you could easily use this in a PTO scenario. Okay. Kind of a cool board. And I think it was 92. Yeah, 92 here. Got some level 2 hills here, kind of surrounding a small village or edge of a town with stone buildings. Not too exciting. I mean, I've seen quite a few maps that boards that look like this. I don't really see much unique. on this board to get too excited about. Although, you judge a map board by its looks until you start playing and you start checking line of sights and you realize, do they design it like this on purpose where some of these line of sights are just barely clear or barely blocked? I seem to find that pretty frequently in a lot of these map boards. I don't know if they do that on purpose. If they do, it's pretty genius, and I don't know how they do it. But overall, I mean, this looks like a pretty standard run of the mill, you know, village, edge of the city type board, but nothing unique or really exciting on it. Okay. Let's jump into the 14 scenarios. We'll keep an eye out for any deluxe versions or any oddities in the setups here. East Wind, and again, all of these are designed by either Bill or Pete. I don't know if there's any combinations. We'll keep an eye out for that. East Wind, German, Russian, 3-board setup with board Q stuck in the center, which is interesting. Q being from Starter Kit. Brush off. Let me scoot this over. Oh, here's a PTO one. Duh, I didn't see it on the back. Yeah, board 91, PTO. Allied Japanese. Looks like Marines and Partisans versus Japanese on board number 91, which is a new one. Hit It and Quit It on the new board 92. This is the Edge of the Town board I just showed. German Partisans, fairly short one. Both of these are pretty short here. Not Fade Away on both of the new boards. German American, 6.5 turns. Break in on Rollbon A, board 67, and board N, 5.5 turn German Americans. Silver and Bronze, new board 92, and some overlays this time. Got some hill overlays on top of that. 6 turns German American. Looks like ground snow is in effect. Yeah, December. Killer Cats and Easy Eights. Oh, an armor battle in Belgium. 6 turns. What do we got? We got 16 American tanks versus 8 on 3 boards. Fairly big board. And 92 is the one with the village on it. I don't recall offhand what 69 and 44 what it looks like. I imagine there's lots of woods going on in this scenario. Hassel at Hasselt, Hasselt, Germany, February. Mud is in effect. Looks like another overlay. German British, 7 turns. Board 92. Board 92 on this one as well. Nord's End, German American, 6.5 turns. Wet environmental conditions. Some OBA, it looks like. AP200, Chekhov's Revenge, Berlin, yeah, near the end of the war, April 1945, German, Russian, 7.5 turns. This looks like a fairly meaty type scenario. Goodbye Geishas. We're getting into the 4 Korean scenarios here. Looks like they were all probably designed by Pete, it looks like. Board 85, North Korean and American, 6.5 turns. Little Rat, nice short one, 4.5 turns. North Korean American. Night Rules on this one. Little Rat. I didn't notice if any of these others were Night Rules. I just happened to pick that up as I was about to flip. The Walled City, here's the deluxe boards. North Korean American, 5.5 turns. Man, I haven't played a deluxe scenario since almost 30 years. Sometime in the 90s was the last one I played. Hedgerow Hell. So no, I haven't played one. South Side Seesaw. 5.5 turns. North Korean American. O O and N. I thought. Okay, someone in the comments thought it said there were two deluxe. Are O and N? Aren't there some deluxe boards that have um, like starter kit numbering schemes or lettering schemes? These must be deluxe boards. O and N, not starter kit. Yeah, that's got to be it. This has to be the other deluxe one. It just looks kind of weird because usually it's got the road configuration. This doesn't show the roads. I don't know. I don't remember what O and N look like. That's it. Some dividing sheet and the back here. All right. 14 scenarios. 2 map boards. Let me grab them. 91 and 92. More ASL to keep you busy before the next product comes out. And there are a bunch of third-party stuff coming out relatively shortly as well, I think. Bounding Fire has something coming, and I know Advancing Fire has a module coming out as well this fall sometime. So that's it for this scouting report of Action Pack number 18. Hopefully I didn't get too long-winded on my little update in the first 10 minutes or so. If you watched it, thanks for bearing with me. If you skipped it, I don't blame you. And we'll see you in the next scouting report number, whatever the next one will be. We'll see you then. Thanks.